There's no way to sugarcoat this. This lighting sucks. Let's see how we can fix that. One of the best ways to increase your video quality is by getting better lighting, because sure, you can have the nicest camera in the world, the best lenses, but if your lighting sucks, then it doesn't really matter. The image is just gonna suck. And yeah, this lighting gets the job done, but it doesn't really help anything. My face is dark. There's just one light right up there, just the light on the ceiling. Everything looks kind of green. It's just not a fun time. So let me show you how I normally light my YouTube videos. So a standard sort of lighting setup is a 3-point lighting. You have your main light, which is your key light, the brightest light that's going to illuminate your face. Then you have your fill light, which goes opposite the key light, and that's to fill in the shadows that the key light makes on your face. And then you have a backlight or a hair light, or whatever you want to call it. And that comes in from the back to sort of create some separation with the back of the head and the background. It creates like a little sort of rim. That's kind of what this light's doing right now. Not really, but... So today I'm only going to be using 2 main lights. That's how I normally do my setups. Usually only 1 light. Most of my videos are just done with 1 main light and nothing else. But recently I've been doing them with 2 lights. So we're going to turn off this light. That got dark really quick. So now the only light on my face is coming from my computer screen. You can still kind of see me, but it's very dark. So now we're going to turn on my softbox light, which is right here. And it's just one big fluorescent light bulb in a softbox. These lights are really cheap. Build quality isn't great. They'll probably break, but they get the job done. I'm just going to adjust my exposure for that light. That's another bonus about having good lighting, is that you don't have to shoot at like 2000 ISO. That's what I was just at, by the way. For the record, I was at 2000 ISO, which makes the shot really grainy. So now I'm at 400 ISO, there's a lot less grain. So this is off to my side. Normal thing is like a 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock thing. So this is sort of at my 2 o'clock, and it's slightly above my head level. Now, directly above lighting, for example, the sun at noon is very unflattering because you get shadows under the eyes and it's very harsh, and that's not really fun lighting. But generally speaking, you want light to be coming down from above, because I think it's like a psychological thing. Like if you think about it, just in your normal daily life, when do you ever see light coming from underneath someone? Like the sun is always coming down from above, lights are always on the ceiling, or usually around head level or above head level. So you're just used to looking at people's faces with light coming from above. So when you see it coming from underneath, it looks like you're telling a scary ghost story. So this light's creating a pretty harsh shadow on my face. You can see over here, it's pretty dark. And I kind of like this look sometimes, but it's kind of extreme. So now what I'm going to do is turn on my fill light, which is the little aperture light panel. It's a really small light, but it's actually pretty bright. Okay, I've adjusted my settings again. Now I have the 2 lights on. If you're using multiple lights, you should really be matching the color temperature of the lights. It's more of a technical thing. You have your tungsten lights, like the lights that you have probably in your house and your lamps and stuff like that. Then from there, there's a spectrum all the way to blue light, which is like the sun, sort of. So both these lights are daylight balanced, which is about 5500 Kelvin. For example, this light over here, I can change the color temperature of. So if I turn this up really bright, and then change the color temperature to a more tungsten tone, now it looks kind of weird. Now it looks like I have a disease on half of my face. So finally, you could add a hair light. I find that for these purposes, I don't really need a hair light or anything. This is usually fine. But what I am gonna do is have some light in my background. Wanna see a magic trick? It's a remote. So that can add some interest to your background. That's not a great example of it. You could have another light, like just a lamp or something. See that salt lamp back there? This thing, and yes, I'm wearing pajamas. I bought that lamp purposely for this shelf to look cool in the background, but it barely lights up. And when the camera's exposed for these lights, you can't even tell it's turned on, so it's kind of pointless, but yeah. Alright, so there you go. That's how you can shoot your YouTube videos and light them and make them look a little nicer. There's so many ways you can change your lighting setups. It's not like this is the only lighting setup you can ever do. There's so many different kinds of ways to set up your lights. You can actually have a lot of fun with lighting. You can mess around with it and see what looks different. And if you really have no budget for lights, then use a window. Just shoot as close to a window as you possibly can. If you want like a foolproof solution for lighting with window light, put your camera on the window. I tried to fend him off, but he wants to join me. I'm sorry. So if you want a foolproof window lighting setup, you want to face your window and then put your camera on the windowsill facing you, and that should look good. So if you can't buy any lights, you just don't have any budget for it right now, then window light is perfect. Daylight is the brightest, best light you can get, and it's completely free. So use it to your advantage. But these lights are nice because right now it's 9 p.m. so there is no daylight, but I can still record this video. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. If you enjoyed the video, you can leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more content. You can follow me on my social media, my Instagram and my Facebook page, and a couple other things are linked down below. And I will see you in the next video. The problem is the more lights you set up, the longer it takes for you to tear them all down once you're done filming.